This is official Opinionistic Media release. The whole report-based analysis of the Red Fort riots and next incidences. The topic is 26 January 2021. Red Fort riot, a call of situation or a conspiracy. This is what our today's top cover is all about. 26 January, a day when our strength is watched by the whole world. A day when story of our unity becomes an example for all. A day when we proudly host our tricolor flag as a symbol of peace and equality, representing our nation as a world leader, will now get an identity from now onwards, on which we should not be proud at all. The story starts with on 26 January 2021, when our tricolor was standing high on Rajpath, India Gate, making us proud. There a conspirational story for disrespecting the tricolor was being written. The ongoing farmer protest started 2 months ago in Delhi-Singhu border, when was not listened with their demands of giving guarantee over MSP-based law, take back the 3 farm bills, which according to them is also being considered as the black or dark law, even after 10 rounds of meeting with the government officials and the farm minister, or you can also say the agriculture minister of the Indian government. Then the protesting farmers, who were mainly being considered as the farmers from Punjab, Haryana, Himachal and Uttar Pradesh belt, decided to go with a tractor rally on 26 January. In the starting, Delhi police didn't agree to the rally, but looking to the intentions and aggressiveness of the farmers, they had to agree, but they agreed with certain conditions, out of which the main conditions are: the farmers' rally was given permission with certain conditions, some of which are: the route of rally was declared as 63 km route near Singhu border, dividing Delhi and Haryana. The farmers coming from outside were allowed to enter the city from 3 borders: Singhu, Ghazipur and Tipli. The rally was given permission to start after the 26 January annual Rajpath program, ending from 12 p.m. Only non-modified simple tractors were allowed to enter the rally, that too with only 5 protesters including a driver. No weapons, stick, even the religious symbol of Sikhs, kirpan, was not allowed in the rally. No other vehicles other than tractors were allowed. The tricolor flag was allowed to be carried in the rally. But what happened raised a lot of questions over the protests. There were so many unions, approximately 23 different farmer unions, led by different farmer leaders who took part in the rally, but only one union, Sanyukt Kisan Morcha, agreed to the route of Delhi police. Others were disappointed with the route. There were so many mistakes which equally was performed by both sides, the police department as well as peacefully protesting farmers. Starting with the farmers, the rally had to start from 12 p.m. but started at 10:30 a.m. Modified tractors, JCB, bullet bikes, horses also took part in the rally. A single tractor had so many farmers, more than 5 including a driver. Nihang Sikhs entered the rally with their horses and swords. According to the claims, farmers had sticks, wooden and iron rods from before along with them, which has not been cleared yet. Tractors were found breaking heavy barricades of restricted areas. Protesters destroyed 8 buses, broke some truck front glasses, damaged 17 private vehicles. Tractors were found chasing officers for crushing them. Now let's talk about the mistakes of police. While passing of tractors, breaking the barricades, diverting to different routes, officials were found firing tear gases not in air but to the faces of the protesters who were driving the tractor at that time. From a very nearest distance, when it was known that 1 lakh tractors would take part in the rally, It used to be a very big event. Only 3,000 police officials were appointed. And how could protesters easily enter the Red Fort as told by them? A place where even natural visitors have to go through certain procedures then allowed. Because according to some protesters, no one stopped them entering the Red Fort. When the tractors diverted from the appointed routes, the officials, instead of stopping them, first through mics directly baton charged over protesters, including the drivers of moving tractors on heads, faces and upper body portions brutally. According to the report and claims, on the roads there were no symbols, no signs to notify about the routes which were appointed by Delhi police. Chances for the farmers entering from outside to get misguided regarding the routes as being unknown to the places in Delhi. On Red Fort, a protester was shot dead with head shot by police official in ITO region. Now let's move to the main incident, the whole story which no one has showed till now. On 26 January, few times back to start of the rally, Deep Sidhu, an actor in Punjabi cinema who was seen with Sunny Deol, a famous Bollywood actor, director, producer, who is also an MLA in Gurdaspur constituency, Punjab, who won in Lok Sabha elections. Deep Sidhu was found with him campaigning for the Bharatiya Janata Party at that time. When Deep Sidhu was spotted on the farmer's place where the rally had to start, farmers spotted him, trapped him, and questions over his presence were asked. But he refused to answer and ran away, as if he came there to spoil the rally. During the rally, few tractors breaking the barricades diverted towards the wrong route, in which a farmer who was sitting on one of the tractor, which was the first tractor which was being followed by other tractors on the same road, in a talk with the Quint social media national news network anchor said, farmers are the one who feeds everybody and government didn't listen to them. So why should farmers listen to the instructions of the government? Now, the farmers will decide the new route of the rally. With the Quint's anchor, he confirmed being a well-known farmer from Bundelkhand, Uttar Pradesh. The next moment, the visuals started coming from the Red Fort and Delhi ITO region, the main branch of Delhi Police Department. The same rally battalion diverted towards the Red Fort and ITO region. And then our national media, either it be left or right, started covering the contents of their beneficial interests. But no one showed the reality, what actually happened. Two different footages came from Red Fort as well as ITO region. In the first footage, the cruel protesters were seen capturing the tear gas and water cannons and taking over them in ITO region. In ITO, farmers were found trapping police officials and beating them mercilessly and dragging them on the roads with covered faces. Riding tractors, farmers were found turning a government transport bus and chasing officials with tractors as if he wanted to crush them. In Red Fort, Nihang Sikhs were seen attacking police officials with swords and even harming lady officials. Farmers were found running behind the lives of police officials, because of which they had to run and jump from Red Fort's high areas to the ground, due to which 300 police officials got injured. In the Red Fort, where Prime Minister hosts the tricolor on 15th August, the Independence Day, on the same spot, a big massive herd was found standing with the tricolor and the religious flag, in which one young boy was seen hosting the Nishan Sahib, the religious flag of Sikhs, usually seen over Gurudwaras, and throwing the national flag when given to him to host beside the Nishan Sahib. Some people are trying to consider the hosted flag as Khalistan's flag, a Sikh-based terrorist community who is responsible for the death of Indira Gandhi. This statement got fire when an organization of Khalistani group, Sikh for Justice, taking responsibility of Red Fort riots, worked as oil in ending fire. Actually, the story is, this organization few days before the 26th January tractor rally declared a 2.5 lakh US dollar reward for the one whosoever will be hosting Khalistan's flag on Red Fort on 26th January. Even a video on official account website of the Khalistan was released from somewhere in abroad, in which few people who all were Sardars standing with Khalistan's flag, and one of them with two Indian flags keep it on ground and walks over it, disrespecting the tricolor, feeling proud. Moving to the second footage. Few tractors moving towards Red Fort were found with Communist Party CPI's logo along with the tricolor. In a baton charge by official, while the tractors entering the Red Fort, a special task force officer was found baton charging over the tricolor and throwing it towards the ground. He was found pulling the tricolor as if his intention was to disrespect the flag, and he was found doing the same. In ITO, few farmers were found distributing water bottles to police officials. In a clash between police and protesters, few protesters were found saving the officials and taking them to the safer area by covering them. In Red Fort's clash, two lady officials who anyhow came out of Red Fort, who were crying and crumbling, were not even able to walk properly, were being offered with water and proper medication by few farmers. A farmer who was driving tractor was shot with tear gas over his face, due to which he lost his control and hit to a barricade, due to which he died. This incident took place in a nearest area to ITO region. Over this incident, Rajdeep Sardesai, a senior journalist from India Today, reported that farmer died due to getting shot. Over his reporting, his company removed him with a month's salary cut, questioning over spreading of fake news. But if we see it properly, the death had happened due to getting shot only. The difference was only that he died of getting shot with tear gas, not a bullet. On Red Fort, an unknown officer whose identification hasn't been done yet shot a farmer with head shot dead. Some farmers only were seen dragging other farmers in the field area of Red Fort. A Times Group media channel, Mirror Now, was found hiding some clips, some footages in a ground reporting from Red Fort. There is even a hidden shocking information which has come out. A US citizen Indian NRI doctor who was coincidentally present on Red Fort at that time of incident has revealed his experience. In his statement, he said, there were no doctors or medical facilities available outside the fort, and he was only the doctor who was there with his private ambulance. As from last 2 months, he was in India and looking to the poor degradation and chances condition of the farmers. He was serving farmers in the protest. According to what he said, he was standing outside the barricades and he saw firstly few tractors with loaded farmers arrived, and they peacefully were allowed to enter the fort, and the next moment many people with rods, sticks, swords entered the fort riding bullet bikes, shouting. After some time, a man with his face covered youth came running to him and told, "Go inside, people are dying." Then when he entered with his team to the fort, he was allowed as a doctor. But entering, he found both officials as well as farmers normal, as if nothing happened. But the next moment, officials with their face covered, two officials with their face covered with wooden sticks, started beating some farmers as if that was a baton charge. And then they got mixed to the group of the police officials. After which, from somewhere, few youth who were with their face covered with some wooden rods and swords ran towards the police officials, after which the police had no choice other than baton charge. And this is how the clash started, according to what the NRIs say. While the clash was going, 4 officials with their face covered came and started beating him and his colleagues badly, as if their intention was to kill them. Somehow they got to run out of the fort and save their lives. According to some claims, Lakha Singh, a person who was in prison few months back, the 26th January, was also spotted by the posting of Nishan Sahib in Red Fort. After the incident, all the farmer leaders were found unhappy over disrespecting of the Indian national tricolour flag. Meanwhile, some farmer unions like Kisan Mazdoor Sangathan, leaded by farmer Veer Singh, and Bharatiya Kisan Union, leaded by farmer Bhanu Gatt, with some more other farm unions, withdraw themselves from the protest and targeted Rakesh Tikait for being behind all what happened. After which Rakesh Tikait covered himself, saying that I am a farmer, a son of a farmer, a grandson of a very popular known farmer, Mahendra Singh Tikait. The day after the incident, the HMO met the injured police officials in the hospital but didn't even come or send any letter to the families of the farmers who were dead or injured for their well-being. After the incident, 33 lookout notices were released over the farmer leaders. On 20th January, the Ghazipur border was all captured and surrounded by different forces in a massive counting, and many farmers started leaving the borders. Rakesh Tikait was getting alone and he was to get arrested by hook or crook. But his intention to keep the protest alive made him emotional, and looking him crying, many farmers, especially from Muzaffarnagar, joined him on the same night. And anyhow, the movement got strong once again. On 29th January, the internet connection of all 3 borders and nearer areas to all the borders was cut off, and Rakesh Tikait wasn't arrested. On 29th January itself, on the day of beating retreat, around 5:08 p.m. near APJ Abdul Kalam Road in Israel's embassy, a minor bomb blast happened. Due to the blast, 3 cars present on the spot got damaged, and a pamphlet was also found near the damaged cars, in which it was clearly mentioned that this bomb blast is only a trailer. Meanwhile, an Islamic terrorist organization, Jaish-ul-Hind, took the responsibility of the blast. After the blast, 83 airports along with the cities they belong to, especially Delhi and Mumbai, security was increased. On 30th January, on Mahatma Gandhi's death anniversary, which is also known as Martyrs' Day in India, farmers of Ghazipur and local public had a tussle regarding leaving of place, in which stone pelting from both sides happened. During controlling of fight, a SHO was slashed with a sword over his one palm, after which the person got arrested and sword was seized. According to the statement of Rakesh Tikait, the public is unhappy is a wrong statement. Public is happy. If you want, you can investigate it and you'll get it from the local people whom they have seen coming and meeting them. And those who came there were BJP's personal, Bharatiya Janata Party's personal people who were appointed to stand against the protest as a political agenda. On the same day, families of police officials who got injured were found asking for justice against the farmers with some slogans, out of which the most popular one was "Police Lives Matter." According to them, police is always there for the common citizens' help with honesty and as a savior. On this statement we can say, for the time it is acceptable. But otherwise we all are aware how helping an honest Indian police is. We all know how any state's crime rate is seen as decreased with less FIRs on paper as compared to the crimes committed in the state. And how honestly a police officer charges an amount before writing his FIR. We all know if any robbery takes place in our locality, how honestly the local police officer is indulged to it for taking his cut from the thieves in the local police station. It is not that every policeman is the same, but most of them, around 90%, is corrupt. Police forces were also found dragging many farmers on the ground on 30th January. On 30th, farmers considered a fast from morning till 5 p.m, calling the day as Sadbhavana Divas. The fast was kept for the well-being of injured officials and injured and dead farmers sold to rest in peace. After Deep Sidhu's name started coming out from the incident, Sunny Deol immediately tweeted saying he was with him, but now they are not even in contact with each other anymore. Rakesh Tikait on a call had a word with Yogi Adityanath, but he was not seen satisfied with what Yogi told him. After which Prime Minister Modi to national media said farmers are just one call away from government's help. And all the routes to the help from government side is still open as the same it was before 2 months. Meanwhile, the farmers did a wonderful job cancelling march towards the parliament which had to take place on Feb 1, 2021, the budget day, for which the Sikh for Justice has announced a reward of $4.5 lakh for one hosting Khalistan's flag in parliament. OP India, social media news network, has released a phone call recording in which a person could be heard saying that they are being paid and feeded to be in the protest, but by whom it has not been revealed. Over all the incidents related to the protest which happened and is happening, a serious and honest NIA investigation must be there. Then only the truth of reality would be revealed near the whole world. But today, the protest could be seen politicizing as every opposition party is becoming a well-wisher of farmers, even it be Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Rahul Gandhi or Tejasvi Yadav from RJD party Bihar, who with his people formed a human chain in support of farmer protest. Recently, every politician is jumping to the protest looking for their beneficial interests, which slowly but could weaken the movement at such rate that the protest might come to the back foot in future, which needs to be stopped at any cost to keep the movement alive. The conclusion of all analysis comes to the slogan, long live the farmers' unity, long live the farmers-laborers' unity. I would not leave you with any such questions because this incident is itself a big question mark. Thank you.